It's HPR1, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Keyboardist Jon Cleary, known for his work with Bonnie Raitt, among others, back in the islands, pair of solo project dates. He told HPR about it and what led to an Englishman adopting New Orleans as his home.
Now, I'm in the heart of New Orleans, in the old town. Where I'm sitting right now is about 200 yards from the Mississippi River, in an old neighborhood called Bywater, in the 9th Ward of New Orleans.
Now, I understand you were on the road when Hurricane Katrina happened and devastated New Orleans, but your house got some damage, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of damage. We had a couple of feet of water, and I just moved into the house, so a lot of my personal effects were in boxes on the floor, so that all just got completely toasted. So 30 years worth of New Orleans photographs gone in an instant, and records and song lyrics and music charts and stuff, and several instruments. But there are a lot of people who really fared much more dramatically than me. So people in New Orleans don't really complain because you never know if the person standing next to you lost everything.
Right.
No, I escaped pretty lightly, comparatively speaking.
I can understand that. A lot of humility to go around in an experience like that. What was it about New Orleans culture that just appealed to you that so much that you would make it such a big part of your life?
Several things. I mean, obviously, mainly the music. But coming from a quiet sort of medieval village in the countryside of England, New Orleans sounded so exotic. Tales of pirates and slavery days and jazz music, the Spanish, the French, the Africans, proximity to the Caribbean, jungles, alligators, swamps, Cajuns, spicy food, gumbo, jambalaya, Professor Longhair, Dr. John, Louis Armstrong. I mean, you just go on for hours just listing all the things associated with New Orleans that make it appealing. So it was the whole package, really. And I had family members who had lived here at one time or another, so I grew up with stories about New Orleans.
When did Bonnie emerge into your life?
That would have been in the late 90s. I was touring with Taj Mahal, and Bonnie came and guested on a record we were doing. We hit it off, and she was putting a new band together and asked me if I'd join. I said, yeah. So it was a thrill to be playing with Bonnie, especially after Taj. They're two of my childhood heroes, really. I had a bunch of Taj Mahal records, Dr. John, Bonnie Raitt, Ry Cooder, that whole generation of American music, musicians that had learnt firsthand from the old cats, like Muddy Waters and Professor Longhair. Yeah, I mean, I grew up hearing those records, and then to be actually playing with them was a real thrill. It still is. I just finished a tour, 3-month tour with Dr. John, another one of the guys that was a big influence on me as a kid.
When you think of all these different folks and your ability to gel with them, Meters, Dr. John, Bonnie Raitt, Bonnie maybe in particular, does it end up being more important in some ways or more critical to have like a good rapport and have hit it off when you first get to know these people?
Well, all of the above, really. I mean, if you're going to join somebody's band and you're going to be spending a lot of time with them and they're looking to hire somebody, they're going to be reluctant to hire somebody they don't like. I'd hazard that guess. So, generally speaking, musicians all get on pretty well with one another. And if your tastes lie in the same direction, then you always have a lot of things in common. I think that's why Bonnie and I hit it off so well. We love the same music. She really loves New Orleans stuff, especially New Orleans piano style. She's like my big sister. I toured with her pretty much non-stop for 10 years. And as a group, you become a family, basically live in a bus together and spend a great deal of time with each other. So it's certainly important that you get on. I think it's essential that your compatibility is personal and professional too. You've got to be able to play the stuff right.
You're coming to Hawaii with an unusual mix of musicians. Guys known for working with Stevie Wonder, Tom Petty's drummer, who you've never even played with, and all of you are also session musicians.
There's a certain level of proficiency with session musicians that allows you to converse in the same language such that you can sit down and play and instantly forge a rapport. I mean, that's the difference between a lot of musicians and those who have the skills to work on sessions, because you have to have a wide musical vocabulary, an ability to adapt, and then a breadth of knowledge that allows you to guess what's coming up next. A lot of what we do is improvisation. I'm really, really excited to be playing with all these guys. That's a world-class rhythm section.
Sounds cool. What can we expect to hear from you guys?
It's going to cover a wide historical panorama. So we'll be playing, for example, a 100-year-old funk tune from New Orleans, and then right up to some of my songs, which are funkier, more soul music, and then a couple of Professor Longhair tunes to give people a little taste of what carnival sounds like. And we'll be playing some new songs, old songs from the new album, a cappella, which is a collection of songs by Alan Toussaint. So it'll be a wide spectrum of music, but with the New Orleans piano pretty much center stage.
It was a lot of fun talking to you. You're a really interesting cat.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you very much for doing it. Appreciate it. Look forward to meeting you.